Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to welcome you all to the PC campaign trail for 2023. I'm Kathleen Cook, the PC candidate for Roblin, and we're more alike than you might think. With 4 kids, expenses really stack up. Grocery costs, sports programs, gas and heating, and that's not even mentioning all of the taxes on top. I hear this from people all over Roblin, and I know my colleagues hear it at the doors too. People need relief that they can count on. They need a party that is willing to fight to put more money back in their pockets. That's why I'm proud to be a progressive conservative. I wanted to run for a party that believes in fighting for long-term affordability for families like mine and like yours. I wanted to run for a party that's willing to stand up for the best interests of parents across our great province. And I wanted to run for a party that isn't afraid to say no to the NDP Liberal coalition, who put unfair taxes on hardworking Canadians. This stands in stark contrast to the NDP. An NDP party willing to lie to our faces about raising taxes and wants to raise them again. An NDP party who are only interested in offering phony, temporary promises when Manitobans need more. And an NDP party who nearly bankrupted Manitoba Hydro and put Manitobans in billions of dollars of debt. This PC team won't stand for that. We're fighting for Manitobans, people like me and people like you. It's with great pleasure that I welcome our PC leader, Heather Stefanson, to the podium to talk about how our PC team is fighting for bigger paychecks for all Manitobans.
Well done. Awesome. Well done, Kathleen, and just so incredibly proud of this team that we have here. And I just want to say how great it is to be back here at Food Fair with all of you today. I just came, as some of you will know, from the Lieutenant-Governor's house, and I'm happy to say that the writ has officially been dropped, and that means the 2023 Manitoba election campaign has officially begun. So today I'm excited to be here with many members of our strong PC team to talk about affordability and how we will continue helping you, Manitobans, make ends meet. We are the only party taking affordability seriously. In our last budget, we saved Manitobans millions by lowering provincial income taxes and providing rapid relief from the punishing NDP Liberal carbon tax. We increased the school tax rebate to 50%, saving Manitoban households an average of $774 this year, and we are committed to phasing that out over 10 years. In fact, we're already saving Manitobans more than $5,500 in taxes since the previous NDP government. Each and every affordability measure we took, the NDP voted against. In contrast to our opponents, we're not interested in temporary half measures to try to buy votes from Manitobans. Our campaign promises are building on historic help provided in our budget 2023, which has all been costed and budgeted for in the 2023-24 fiscal year. Manitobans need real relief and a real long-term commitment to affordability in the future. We're fighting to keep more of your hard-earned money in your pockets to help you make ends meet. We previously promised to fight the NDP Liberal carbon tax on Manitoba hydro bills, which is unfairly hurting families and refusing to recognize our clean, green energy in Manitoba. I'm happy to announce that our PC team has received legal advice on this matter in favor of our position. And that's why, if re-elected, our PC government will instruct Manitoba Hydro to immediately remove the carbon tax on hydro within the first 10 days. This will provide Manitobans with some relief when they need it most before the colder weather returns. But with inflationary instability and rising interest rates, Manitobans also need real long-term help. And we're the only party who will fight for bigger paychecks for Manitobans. Our PC team is already providing relief by lowering provincial income taxes through the basic personal amount, saving the average Manitoban over $75 a month. But we know that there's more work to be done, don't we? We do. Absolutely. That's why a re-elected PC government will lower income taxes further by reducing the first income tax bracket in half over 4 years. That means we are lowering the tax rate by half on the first $47,000 that Manitobans earn. This will save Manitobans an average of $1,900 per year. That's more money each month, and it's equivalent to an extra paycheck for many Manitobans. That's real relief, long-term relief for Manitobans, not just a short-term fix. We know that there's a lot of instability in the world, but here is one thing that you can count on. Progressive Conservatives will lower your taxes each year over the next 4 years in our mandate. And we're the only party offering that hope. These changes will also make Manitoba a more competitive place and attract more businesses and workers. Now, some of you may ask, how are you going to pay for all these affordability measures? And you should, because fiscal responsibility is extremely important. Our PC team has made historic investments in services Manitobans rely on. We've done all this while lowering your taxes. And we've done this through some of the most challenging economic times we have seen in years. But don't listen to our opponents. Look at the facts. I say to Manitobans, look at the facts. A 9.2% increase in healthcare over last year alone, a 22% increase since we took office. That's an increase in healthcare. 6.1% increase in education over last year alone. Every single school division got an increase in their budgets, and a 23% increase since we took office to education. In the Department of Families, an 11% increase there to help those most in need, to give them a hand up, and more than a 23% increase in those areas for persons with disabilities, for those that really need a hand up, those most vulnerable people in our communities. We have given those investments and made those investments where they were needed for those vulnerable Manitobans. We are the only party with a plan to grow our economy, which creates more revenue for social services, for health care, for more roads. We believe that Manitobans deserve a responsible, balanced, and common sense approach to fiscal management, and we are the only party offering that. And that's why I'm proud to announce today that our Progressive Conservative team will balance the budget by 2025. And we will continue to make record and key investments in those areas that I just mentioned, while also lowering your taxes. After 17 years of NDP mismanagement, following a worldwide fiscal crisis and while investing record amounts in healthcare, mental health services, education, safety, and community initiatives, we are on track to balance the budget in less than 2 years. Because that's who we are as progressive Conservatives. We believe in strong social services, affordable living, and responsible government. And that's the difference between our PC team and the other political parties. We care about what matters most to you, and we are taking action. We are fighting to heal our healthcare system and putting ourselves on the path to recovery. We are fighting for the well-being of students and including parents in their children's education. We are fighting to make streets safer and to help our most vulnerable citizens in our community. We are fighting to ensure that communities and spaces that you use are strengthened throughout Manitoba. And we are fighting to help you make ends meet. We guarantee not just to temporarily freeze taxes, but to continue lowering them. We will continue balancing investments in key areas that matter most to you, while also making life more affordable, not just for 6 months, not just for 1 year, but for years to come, because that's what Manitobans deserve. So that's who we are as a party, and I'm honored to stand here before Manitobans and ask you for your vote on October 3rd, because we are the only ones with a plan and a vision to make your lives better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. We're ready to take a few questions from the media. I just ask that you go one at a time, please. Anyone want to start?
So you say here how you need from 10.8% to 4.4%. That's 1.2% a year. Why do you say 1.35 a year?
So it's from, I believe, 10.8 to 5.4, and the 1.35 per year over the 4 years.
That's 1.2%.
Okay.
You divide 5. Okay, all right. Now, more specifically, how much a year will you say it's important to know how much this costs? You didn't state that. How much will it cost?
So we will be costing everything out for everything that we're announcing in the week of our campaign, and that will be delivered by the end of every week. So all the announcements that are made, you'll have those dollar figures in your pocket by the end of the week.
This is day 1 of the campaign.
Day 1 of the campaign, that's right. Woohoo! This is going to be, listen, we are costing all of these things out. We want to make sure that we get that by the end of the week, so you'll have all of those figures. I don't believe the NDP had costed everything out either, and they said that they would do it later on and whatever, if we'll even get it. But I can tell you that we delivered a budget this spring that had everything costed out that we've already announced up until the end of July this year, and this is a continuation on that. So I can tell you that we will have the numbers for Manitobans. Yeah.
Share with us, perhaps after the fact, through your staff, given that the courts have previously upheld the federal government's right to impose the backstop, and you're agreeing with that, or not fighting that court decision at the time, why have you sort of reversed course now, are promising a fight? What makes you think that you have the legal authority to prevent a backstop?
As I understand that the original Supreme Court decision was very narrow to the CCPPA, and that what this is within provincial jurisdiction, and it left it open for other court challenges to come forward. And so that's why we will continue to do this for Manitobans. We're hearing loud and clear from Manitobans that they don't believe that they should have to pay the carbon tax on their Manitoba Hydro bills. Manitoba Hydro is the cleanest, greenest energy across the country. So we'll continue to make sure that we protect that for Manitobans. Today we're here about offering for many Manitobans an extra paycheck for them. They're asking for more affordability, and that's what we're giving them today.
Sorry, what's the logic on not paying it on natural gas? That's where the carbon tax is applied. On hydro bills where people are buying natural
Well, we think that we should get, and Manitobans should get a benefit for being one of the cleanest, greenest provinces in the country. We should get that. And we will continue to fight for Manitobans every single day.
She's answered the question. No, she hasn't. Actually, I'm sorry, she has not. How is natural gas from Alberta?
No, when you look at Manitoba Hydro, 97% clean, green energy. And so what I'm saying is that this is not, that we will fight for Manitobans, because Manitobans have told us that we have the cleanest, greenest energy in Manitoba, so why are we paying this? Well, they have to ask the federal government. It's wrong.
Go to the next subject, please. No, I'm sorry. She's going to have to answer
Next subject.
She's going to have to answer it. Thank you, though.
I think I have.
Bart, we're going to go to the next subject. We've answered the question twice.
I think I have answered it.
We're going to go to the next
I believe I have, because Manitoba Hydro, as an entity, is 97. Manitoba is 97% clean, green energy. You look at other provinces, we are among the best in the country, and Manitobans should benefit from that. That's what I say. Sorry? Yeah, it's well, we gotta yeah, I don't know the details. We can talk about this later. Yeah.
Just wondering, like, did you get it recently? Like, it's a recent thing? Because if you got it a while ago, someone asked, why not do this before the election? That's all I'm wondering.
Oh no, it was probably more recent, and so yeah.
You talked in the past about coming out with a Manitoba carbon racing plan. Was that been abandoned? Because last we checked, this goes back certain months. They never received a proposal from Manitoba. So is that
Well, we did have a proposal before the feds, and they said no, and they came in and implemented their own carbon tax on Manitobans. We take issue with that. We've heard loud and clear from Manitobans that they don't want that, and that's why we're fighting the federal government particularly on the Manitoba Hydro area. Well, I think it's unfortunate that the NDP and the union leaders are playing politics here. They did it with liquor and lotteries and now with MPI. And we think that that's incredibly unfortunate. We think that Manitobans deserve to get those services delivered to them. And I think that that's unfortunate. There's a fair deal on the table. MPI's offered binding arbitration, and they're refusing that. I think it's a fair comment that why are they doing this now? Well, because they're doing it. So I'm responding to it.
Bart, where do you think natural gas comes from? What
Bart,
province do you think natural gas comes from? Just curious. Who produces natural gas?
so in many areas across the country. I don't know what you're trying to get at here.
Manitoba produces natural gas.
So Alberta and other provinces, I get that. Okay, but we produce 97% clean, green energy. Bart, how do you expect some areas, of Manitoba to be able to heat their homes this winter? Some of that has to come from natural gas, and we recognize that right now. But we're already a clean, green energy province, and Manitobans should benefit from that. That's all we're saying.
Okay, last one.
Manitoba consumes
Well, we've already released our energy strategy, and Manitoba Hydro has released their IRP, and so that is all out there already, and that is our plan for the future.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.